Yes sir, it's UNINTERRUPTED up. Yeah. I'm Tito himself now. Leo, I'm not alone. I have Frankie. Yeah. Never had a guest, manze.
Glad to be the first, manze.
Yeah.
Everyone remembers the first,
Manze.
but it's also easy to forget it. Let's make it epic.
Let me tell you one funny thing.
Yeah.
If there's a hard thing, you could get someone for a session.
Oh, for real?
I think I've struggled for a minute because of Jana. See, Jana, I called you.
Yeah.
There's a guy who was supposed to Nani Ibra King Jin. That guy to my link on Thursday, Wednesday last week.
Yeah.
And then I tell him I have this podcast, Maze. I want you to pull up Nini. Let's have a chat. I guess he's okay.
Yeah.
On Sato, I text him. Hey, we're linking. I remember, yeah, sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I remember Sanani. Yeah, Sanani, sir. I'm there. The event on the rocks.
Yeah.
Fika. I call him. Man. Missing.
Oh man.
Missing. Kiasi akashika. Ananiambia mama nini.
Yeah, therefore.
Nikamwambia sawa basi. Unakuja? Yeah, nakuja. It's 4 already. Ilikuwa to link 2.
Damn.
Nikasema sawa. Kangoja mshashiki simu tena. Kiasi kuangalia status yake ya WhatsApp. Mzee ako Infinity maze kuna event ya Masubaru.
Oh man.
Aya, kuna beshte yangu mwingine tena ilikuwa kama. Maze schedule yake ikakuwa fucked up. Kidogo msamishi Australia.
Oh shit.
Ikakuwa noma. But big shout out Neil. Yeye ndo tulianzaga na hii project.
Oh okay. Interesting.
Tukianzaga Twitter space nini. Hata watu wajua
how far do people even know you are? What's this thing you used to call this thing you used to do in it Time Out Edition?
Guys don't know about Time Out.
People don't know about Time Out.
Guys don't know. And
how long did you do that, by the way?
I did for about a year or so. It's difficult. This job
it's not easy. It's
difficult. One is takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
2, you need to be ahead with the information, like
definitely.
So it's difficult. I also have another one in it, the Jump City.
The Jump City.
It's for Eldoret. So that just news about Eldoret, but you may lay off kiasi. Because I think specialty young people sanapo, especially who get like
the hottest news. Yeah, you're on it. Something happens fresh, people's minds. You're on it.
You need to be so.
Yeah. Plus, I feel like you need a gang of people for that. You can't do it by yourself. You need people who like, because Eldoret is a big town as well.
It's big.
So much is happening. Like stuff that's happening in Annex might not be happening in Tao, might not be happening in West.
Yeah.
So different places, different vibes. So you need people to like gather news, get this.
So what I like about Tao, what I like and I don't like about it is one. We have guys when I would consider them as celebs.
Yeah.
But how are we recognized out there? Like in my last session I did, I talked about like we need to give Eldoret its own showbiz.
True, for sure, yeah.
Kuna wase wako na hiyo vibe ya they can trend.
True.
They can do ABCD like for a hot minute. Kuna time Lily trend because of cheating, ule Miss Chumba.
Yeah, I remember that. People DM what's that? They're sending anonymous messages to Miss Chumba.
Yeah.
You got Eldoret, but then that's the thing. Eldoret only trends for 2 things. If it's not some athlete running, it's some sex couple. It's always some sex couple. It's Miss Chumba type of thing. It's always those 2 things. But then again, what you're saying is true. We can trend for something else.
Yeah, we can trend for something.
For like showbiz, especially right now. Have you noticed that there's always a new club coming up in Eldoret? There's a new joint.
Yeah.
There's of course we know like Tamasha is there, but then, speaking of new joints, what happened to the Edge?
Was it Edge?
That used to be my joint.
Last thing I heard about your place was there was a lot of not really quite in a very residential area.
Oh yeah.
So there was a lot of
noise complaints.
Nini, watoto hawalali, as in all that.
Okay.
So
and then that was the time when the governor had also said something about clubs being close to residential areas need to be closed and all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was the first victim ya hiyo Nini, and then tena kulikuwa what made the cancellation of the club solid ni ile kuna ile jamaa alipigananga kitu kwa yadu kwa hivyo.
No way. What?
bro.
Oh, yeah. That thing for I remember. Oh, I had actually forgotten about that. That guy who trained with that Kamama back then. But that was during the day, man. That guy has guts, but whenever you shout out to you,
oh,
my nigga. Yeah, but then again, imagine, so the age fungas like this, and then about, is it 2 weeks later, Kettle House comes up. And I'm sure if the worst comes to the worst, if Kettle House shut down, someone else will take that space. Because remember TMT?
Yeah.
TMT shut down, and a month or two later, it was the back.
Yeah.
So I honestly can't blame the owners of these clubs. I think it's just vibes. Like Eldoret people are changing with vibes.
On a snap.
Yeah, on a snap. So people just want the newest vibe right now. And if you stay too old, if you stay the same, people just leave.
Yeah,
because I feel like that's also what happened to Timber. I heard it's being renovated or rebranded, whatever the case.
Yeah.
But Timber was the joint. And then out of nowhere, it's just not the joint anymore.
Man,
it's Tamasha
like,
now.
People just flip.
Yeah, people just flip.
Yeah, but and I doubt kama hiyo haja sherehe itaitoka this route ya nini.
Langas.
It's just there.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Saturday, I think from Thursday, Tamasha brings all the energy clans. On Sunday, I don't know if they get it like the same way.
No, I don't think so. I've been to Tamasha a couple of times on Sundays, and it's not the same. You know, when the edge used to be there, it was Saturdays, Tamasha Saturdays, and then the edge used to be Sunday because they have the first club who could boldly play amapiano. So and Sundays used to be packed. Yo, the number of times I've been like, you start on Friday. You started easy back when TMT was there. You say, hey, let's go TMT on Friday. You chill kidogo, then Saturday you're in Tamasha, and then Sunday let's finish it up with the edge. The number of times that has happened to me, by the time Monday is starting, you're not ready for the week.
You're not ready.
Bro, you're not ready for that week.
The last time I was there, it was not such a pleasant experience. Because there's this Chile, I wanted to
go another thing.
So I was really eyeing her. So we're there and I'm with my boys. So tuko zile za Buddha. So this guy tells me, so pita na udem, mi ndapita na yeye.
Calling dibs early.
So nikasema mbaya. So nimejituma. At that time we were hitting JD. So tumekata. And then this chick says, I want to smoke. Damn. Okay, I want to hit man. So I have to smoke with her. Can't have to smoke. Man. Tukarudi ndani. She says, I'd love some shisha. I hit that thing. 5 minutes later, I'm out like a light.
Out like a light.
I don't even remember Udem aliendaje. I don't remember anything about that night kabisa. In the morning, I wake up, I'm like, nimamka niko kwa gari.
Yo, who's Moti? Your boys.
Yeah. Manze, nimamka hivi kwanza. Nasikia mguu Steve juu melala. Sijui aje hivi kwa gari.
Like sleeping on a wheelchair.
Yeah. Almost the same. Yeah. So manze, sana nakumbuka. Manze, dem alislide. Form kalichoma. Hata sikuji nice. Nilizima.
Yeah, definitely. What time was that? Like around midnight? Earlier than midnight?
Earlier than midnight.
Oh my nigga.
Earlier than midnight, manze.
Earlier than midnight? That's too early, bro. That's too early.
But anyway, I don't know. Your club was vibes though.
It was vibes. Sunday was always vibes, and the mamas. It was vibes. I liked it. I personally, I'm a slow drinker. I don't go 100%, like, because half the time I'm always driving. Yeah. Don't snitch on me, you guys. But yeah, so I have to take care of my friends. So I'm always taking in pole. So the thing I noticed about the age was between say 11 and 2 a.m. It's not people just sitting down. But bro, by between 3 and 5, it's the craziest things. Girls dancing on the stage. It was wild.
It was wild, man.
Age could get wild in a split second, and and then the fact that the way they had set it up for me made it even the better. Because now you see, compared to Tamasha has no central place that, depending on where you're sitting, it doesn't have a central place where you can look at. But the edge, the moment you walk in, the DJ is at the far end. You can see him from the moment you walk in, you see the DJ. So if anyone wants some action, they can just, it's like a stage. So if anyone wants to dance crazy, wants to do some crazy, they just go to the stage. And then the DJs used to say, hey, bring all the hot chicks for a dancing competition. So everyone is now looking at the stage. So you want to see some crazy, you just look at the stage. And that's what I think made Edge really dope for me.
I gave someone an idea. Like, I'm actually interested in kufanya events, like bringing someone to Kayo. So I told him
it's not easy though.
It's not easy.
I tried it before. It's not the easiest thing to do.
I told him if I'd because I was thinking in perspective here, the edge, the way the dome tent ilikuwa.
True.
So I would request them to put the DJ booth katikati
in the middle. Oh, okay.
It's wild if you put it apo katikati and then they just put some speakers apo
around it. But that would bang.
Like the whole crowd is just gathered apo katikati. And then equal DJ na MC. Like it would be fire.
That would actually that would be nice.
Like if you've seen, I'm forgetting the name. Kuna kitu ya Valentine's, like they bring in a DJ and then they have that kind of
setup.
The DJ is in the middle. I love that thing, Kamisa.
Actually, that would be dope.
I love that thing. DJ akopo katikati
and everyone is around him.
Yes,
that would be dope.
That pulls the crowd, like unajua kuna wase ukaa mbali because they cannot see what's happening uko mbele tunaboeka.
Therefore
if it's in the middle, attention ya kila mtu iko hapo.
And it's easy to, you can't be too far.
Hakuna mtu ako far, kila mtu
can't be too far.
Proximity ya katikati. Like everyone is just mtu mwenye mbali kabisa ni msiangikuwa katikati kama ingekuwa huko mwisho.
What do you think about these small joints kama Cap Brandy aka Container, The Rocks, kwa Bupe, which E-Lounge? What do you think about such joints?
I think hizo places ni places ziko na nini businesses from established clientele. Like look at a place like kwa Bupe. That place it started as Mamias. So that place ili established to clientele yake. And then Muteni is someone who has good food, someone who has variety of
chill sport.
So there are people who want to go out but they can't go out easy places. They're nice, like Kwabupe is nice. Container is for the young bloods.
For the young bloods,
They chrome over there.
Especially because of course liquor is cheap there.
Liquor is cheaper. So I mean it's a nice joint. Idea yake ya expand pia it was a big move.
Ballsy move.
Maze.
Especially at a time when you either protect your finances or you lose it. You can't make mistakes right now.
It was a bold move. On the Rocks is also nice because
I find it very chill.
It's chill.
It's pretty chill. Like you have to go there with your own crowd if you want to. Like the people you go with there will make that place.
Funny thing about these small joints unapataga, almost everyone knows each other.
Everyone knows each other. That's the thing.
Like mtu mwenye akikuja,
you will know this is a new person.
Definitely.
So
but you know hizo places. Big business times only during the week.
The small joints actually during the week, that's when they sell it. That's when they sell. Because now picture this, how many times do you hear people go to these big clubs during the week? How many times have your friends called you up and said, hey man, it's Tuesday night, let's go to Tamash? No man, unless you guys are some Illuminati pesa crazy.
Unless it's a holiday
unless it's a holiday. So
small joints, not so bad. And you know, these joints up in Eldoret. When I was telling you earlier about like Eldoret having its own showbiz, it has all come from easy joints. Definitely. Influencers, like being an influencer is not it's not easy.
It's not easy.
Although they've come up and sometimes najulizaga, so this guy is an influencer. But people come to the club and they don't even notice that this event is being influenced by someone. So
you know that thing happened to me in TMT. So I was sitting on this table. Next to us was, I won't mention her name, but was a lady influencer. She was sitting right next to us. So to me, I just thought, hot chick. Let me go vibe. So I go vibe, throw my vibe, take pictures. Then the following day, my sister is like, oh, I saw you with so and so. I'm like, oh, oh, okay, so who is she? She's like a big influencer. Have you seen her Instagram account? I'm like, no, I haven't. Check her Instagram account. I go to Instagram account. She's literally a big influencer, but I didn't know. And that night she was actually working. That's why she was free with people, you know.
I think I know her because I've asked her to pull up for a session.
Mention a name, I'll tell you. I'll just
no fucking way.
We'll talk after, like off the show.
Okay, maybe not.
Yeah. So, what you're saying is true because she was actually that night. That was during the last days of TNT, so they needed all the help they could get to market the joint. So she was there. She was actually working. She was with a bunch of friends, and I didn't know. So what you're saying is actually true. Eldora needs like
its own
showbiz,
man.
Yeah.
Like look at guys like MC Nick, King Jin. He let me down, but Tocha Nimtaje, and these guys are some people who can trend. Like, let's push our celebs because I hate the fact that we need celebs from Nairobi, from out there, to come, and then those influencers that we call our influencers need to take selfies with them so that they can also like what trend here.
Yeah.
So we don't talk about them as much.
And the fact that Eldoret is actually a small town, it's so easy to uplift your own.
Yeah.
It's so easy to cause like someone like MC Nick. You know, since it's a small town, you can't compare us to Nairobi. Nairobi is way too big. Since it's a small town, it's easy to get people who can actually just hype him up. Get him out there, get him trending, get to the point where clubs in Nairobi actually now call him to go and hype it up.
This guy is working. I'm cynic. Ujama has jobs like every day. If not a wedding, it's a club.
Yeah.
If not a club, it's corporate.
But he's hyping something up
out there. The other week he was emceeing at Nini. It was a piano tour in Nakuru.
Oh shit!
He was in alikuwa Coast, the Yacht. Alikuwa Black Pearl, Kisumu. Like he's only back to back. This guy is out here, and those are guys when you say, if we had our own showbiz, they would be top. Like
okay, speaking of like being an influencer, do you ever take breaks? Is it possible to be an influencer and take a break?
It's smart.
Yo, bro, that life is tough, eh?
It's smart. Like unajua kuna level flani ya ukifika being an influencer,
you just can't take no days off.
Can't take any breaks, and you are always on the edge kwa sababu one wrong move,
you're out. You can either trend negatively or positively. Yeah.
And funny thing, vitu negative who trend
even
so
more
fast
than
na ni ngumu kupata mtu atastand na
bad reputation.
It burns a lot of
that's the thing. When you're an influencer, I feel like since you're involved with so many corporates, so you have to be on the good side if you want to make that money. But then the bad things are the ones that will get you more hype. People will talk about you more when you do some crazy shit. But then again, when you just do some normal stuff, of course, corporates will be like, he's being careful. That's what we want to see. Where he's representing our brand. So let him do the right thing. Because now imagine a situation where the thing that happened to Boutros happens to you. You're an influencer. You're sponsored by CG. You know, all those sponsors will drop you in a heartbeat. They don't care whether it happened 10 years ago, whether it happened before they don't care. They drop you instantly.
See, the thing with Boutros, that was something from Alisemani 4 years ago.
See now.
Is this guy anaitwa Ankali Ray. Ankali Ray is this radio presenter. He calls people. He calls himself president or Wambea. So he calls people and confirms rumors. So anakukall if it's Frank, you're trending your news out there.
Yeah, he calls you.
Frank, what happened? So he called Boutros. Akamuza Boutros ati what happened? Akamwambia huyu alikuwa vixen nini. So he explained the whole thing. And then he says, Edgar Bare alini cost a lot of money because ali put his picture out there and a lot of corporates
definitely. So,
image. So it's really costly. Look at Muisa Kitui was put on the spot. But the guy said that was not me.
He denied, he refused. You guys, they could have
where hii nakwambia it's like hata kama angekuwa na take polygraph at the same time is answering the questions you have passed.
Like this other this senator the one who trended recently, this lady Omanga.
Yeah.
I feel like they deep faked her on that video, but still look, when people look at that video, what they see is Omanga.
Yeah, man.
Bro, they can't see, they don't see anything else. If she was just an influencer, like if she was in the same category as Kina Huda, yo, she would be okay. She would have trended. It would have upped her brand. But if she was being influenced, like she was being paid by any other corporates or something, they would have dropped her instantly. Yeah. If our laws, let's say our Kenyan laws, had rules against exposure of any kind, it doesn't matter which position you're holding in office. If you're holding public office and you're exposed in that manner, they say you just have to step down. Bro, she'd have to step down at this point. Yeah. They will be looking for a new senator or whatever position.
But she got a new job. I think she's a PS or CAS.
Yeah, but friends of my friends. Yeah. It's sticks and carrots in the government.
I think guys are taking advantage. Sorry, exposure.
Definitely.
So much.
Definitely.
Because I think it's alleged that alikuwa extorted. Yeah. So Alim asked for money for not to share the pictures. Yeah. But alikuwa akasema weka unapeana.
Because again, okay, it happened a long time ago, but people already forgot about it. It's just that the internet never forgets. 10 years from now, if someone searches that video, they'll get it. But yeah, I mean, you will trend right now. People will talk about you kidogo, and then after some time, it's done.
Yes. Like, the same thing happened to the Pluto the other day.
Oh yeah, I had that story sometime last week. Yeah.
So it's something he did in December
last year.
So this guy's
it's almost a year later.
Yeah, Akenda Costo. Then he's alone. I think at that time the Chile was pregnant.
Oh, okay.
So this guy's in Coast having fun, and then he just feels like, man, I want to kick it today.
Yeah.
It's a girl, nice, and then he paid her.
So done deal.
10 G's. Done deal. So the act of paying means this is transactional. Whatever has happened.
Yeah.
Imeisha. Next time, if you want to do it, it will be business.
Yeah.
But I will ask for it. You don't ask for it.
True.
So this chick goes back and texts Pluto because at the back in maybe I guess message.
This is now like the one that happened last week.
Last week's text. So and hi, a small conversation, and then this guy remembers the chick. I paid you something like that. I paid you and you enjoyed. I enjoyed, and you were done.
Yeah.
So the conversation was not incriminating until he said that
I paid you. Yeah.
So from there,
if I was the Pluto, I would have smelled that from a mile away. As long as you paid someone and they're texting you, bro,
it's a trap.
It's a trap. You just, and then it's 6 months later. Did you how many? Like, bro, just nah.
From December,
something ain't right.
Something.
Why you unless we've been texting since that time?
Yeah.
If you've been texting since that time, then yeah, it makes sense. But then again, you just randomly out of nowhere text me and you're like, hey, I'm like, nah.
If you see the texts, if you go like, hi, who is this? So
and then
the Pluto doesn't know.
Someone they haven't been talking.
Yeah.
Oh man. But the fact that now he said I paid you, now we know.
Now we know. You paid for pussy, man.
Now we know, bro. Oh.
So
but let me ask you, okay. This is curious. Why does the Pluto have the need to pay for Vivi? I feel like as a nigga, he's as a man in his brand, he's put himself out there. I'm sure he can get a shorty without paying. Yeah.
I think okay.
Maybe if he did that, maybe it's strings attached. That's what he doesn't want.
He doesn't want strings attached.
No,
plus it's alleged anything you paid for can be extra.
Yeah.
Like you do something you don't usually do.
When money's involved.
Yeah. Some things might get a bit loose.
There used to be this show, Money Talks. Did you ever watch it?
No.
It's an old show. I used to watch it back in campus. Money Talks. These guys basically walk on the streets and they have a bunch of money and they tell you, DJ, right now, how much? They start counting. $1,000.
Whoa.
$2,000. You want it? Are you going to do it? Yo, normal people on the streets will be like, let's go around the corner. Let's go around the corner. And Money Talks. Yeah, people do it.
Oh my God.
Yo, then they used to offer crazy money. They just count. They put money in their hands. $100. They sell $100. $100. $200. $300. Depending on what. $2,000. $3,000. They're like, yo, let's go around the corner. Let's go around the corner. Your Money Talks though.
It's smart, man. Me, nakwambia, when money gets involved, it's crazy.
People change.
Until, if you've noticed, these days, madam pimp each other more than men pimp. Like, you find a guy knows a hot chick, and this hot chicks attract hot chicks. So this hot chicks knows a couple of other hot chicks. So on a link, this dude with chicks, and she get tunes.
True.
And then unapata tena anatoanisha ude connect na mse. Like
tax. Tax,
so
bro.
I make it on both ends.
Tax.
Like, at a ILD, I think, I don't know if you've noticed, but women are pimping each other. Like, you find madam in a club, they just seated. No agenda. They are waiting for someone to shoot their shot. Actually, shoot their shot. So done this.
But then, would you say that generally just money has flipped the script on so many things? It's either your pussy would pimp you.
Yeah.
Your pussy would pimp you. If it was getting good money from it, Shakahola vibes, you get pimped.
Money may change a lot of things, but dynamics you have it more like right now. If the most controversial thing is when it comes to relationships, especially. It's really shifty. It's people say it's not fair for others. Like as a man, when you're in a relationship, like it's all on you.
It is, especially right now. If you get a woman who is willing to go 50-50 on one and still say be with you genuinely, like go 50-50 with you and still just stick by you, you are lucky.
Man, it's difficult because I think let me use this term, the president alitumia ku campaign, it's a trickle down thing.
It's a trickle down thing.
It's a trickle down thing. So women are learning from other women who are doing it.
Influence.
It's there. Like, look at someone like Kanye West. Kanye West is paying child support to Kim, and is paying $200,000 USD per month.
That's why he needs that Adidas contract back.
And imagine Kim is making almost the same money, like more than even that. She doesn't need
that money.
But
never.
Kanye still has to pay. So when women see
things like that,
wanajiweka in a position I deserve ABCD, I deserve you know.
And the fact that by the way, right now with the internet, you woman you could be having a girlfriend and she could be getting influence from any point. Like it can be Instagram, some chick in Hawaii, it can be her friends here in LD or whatever the case. But then again, I feel like the dynamics of relationships nowadays, it's different. You have to understand that men we've also reduced our value. That's why people like Amerix and the likes and Andrew Tate, they feel they need to come out and speak about it. Because imagine if these men were not bold enough to speak about such things, would just lie. Men would just get more and more effeminate.
What? Okay. I'm a big fan of those characters, but I usually have a question mark on Amerix. I think Amerix may recede a bit, especially on. He was aggressive, like Amerix.
At the beginning.
Yeah, he's
probably in love then.
That guy, Maze, Nashuku Sana is in love because on Twitter, this guy used to tweet.
He used to be aggressive,
man. Until I heard him on an interview. I was so disappointed.
Oh, but I've had people talking about Amerix, and they said the person who tweets on Twitter and the person who speaks in interviews is a totally different person.
It's different.
Yeah.
So actually, you said the truth. Like I'll say them coming out and speaking for the man. It's so bold of them, such that they're being shut down in different ways.
Again, nature abhors a vacuum. Sorry. The thing is, even in relationships, whenever two people are together and one person is not doing whatever they're supposed to do, the other person has to step up, right? So I feel for the longest time, men, especially if you grew up in the 90s R&B era, if you listen to between 90s and 95, 2000 R&B, the way those R&B guys used to sing and I would do these things for you, serenade, shirtless over there, it's rainy, those guys used to say the wildest things, man. Like if you listen to 90s R&B, the things men used to say, boys to men, but bro, used to promise things that now guys have to deliver right now. Because this chick, between if you've been born between 90 and let's say 2000, you've listened to this R&B. Now you grew up listening to a man, and let's not lie to each other, because most of these chicks had crushes on Kina Asha, Kina Boys to Men, all those guys, yeah. So you grew up listening to those guys, giving you these wild promises, and then this guy comes around the corner and endure it, and he's not giving. You're like, bro, step up. So then, chick is like, me want a guy who'll cry for me.
Okay.
And then guys started crying.
Oh, jeez.
Then chicks are like, this is not manly. So they started becoming more of the man now. You see, like, and then when this thing started coming up, where chicks wanted to, let me just say, ladies wanted what a man can do better, equality, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So men took a pause. Men decided they need to ease up, and they eased up too much. That's how I feel like. I feel like men eased up too much, and then ladies now started stepping up too much. So now guys like Kina UNINTERRUPTED, Kina Amerix, they saw that, wow, are you noticing that men are not men anymore?
Yeah.
Especially, us guys, it's very rare that a guy goes to complain to a shorty. Very rare. But nowadays, men can actually do that. What do you think about that, by the way? Like, dude, just life imekuchapa. Things are not going your way. You have a shorty there. Would you go and open up and be like, hey, babe, man, things are bad? Until you cry.
Difficult.
I think now, Kina Amerix saw that, and they're like, men are slacking. These niggas need to be whooped.
Yeah.
These people need to be whooped. They need to be woken up. Because if they did, and then we're taking, if you're looking at big men, like now, Kanye West is now your mentor. Like Kanye West is getting divorced. He's quote unquote simping here and there. Remember that time Nani was crying? This guy who's in Fast and Furious. I used to Tyrese. Remember that time Tyrese was crying? Men laughed.
Yeah.
But it's like for a long time now, men have been weakening in relationships, and that to me was the biggest change in the dynamics of, because money was always an issue from Kitambo. No, the first time we had no romance without finance was back in the 90s. These are songs like Kitambo. But then, right now, I feel like a chick would rather have a manly man than have some chicks would still have a simping guy who has a lot of money. But if you're a manly man with a lot of money, you can command a chick as much as you know.
The other day nilikuwa nasikiza a story just one on a podcast offline nilikuwa naongelea. So there's this guy alikuwa na open up about something that happened kwa relationship yake. So no, it was not the guy, it was the lady sending a message.
Okay.
So this lady says, I have my husband and I love him so much, but I used to cheat. And I used to cheat, and I'm cheating with my boss.
Shit.
So no jamaa ndio alimlipia fees, akampeleka shule, then she graduates, akamconnect na job nini. So before they got married, this guy was alikuwa tough. Like anazampia orders like zini. Sema no, it's like that.
And to go cry to your mother.
Yeah. So when they got married, the guy became nice. Like
gentle.
Nini is my wife, I'm serenade, nini. So the woman didn't like that. That is why alikuwa na cheat na boss. Because boss alikuwa wewe
still a boss.
Wewe si wife yangu. Don't expect too much from me.
Yeah.
So ana cheat na boss, and the boss would put her on schedules zile za we are flying out with Mina.
Yeah.
So we are going out there. So she cheated for more than 3 years. Still with the husband.
Damn.
But anasema the husband became nice.
Damn.
I don't know what happens hapo katikati. Because okay, me have been in a couple.
You have to be, hey, as a man, every one of us has gone through such a thing.
Like I can say I used to have this friend alikuwa make fun of me too much.
Yeah.
Ile design. And I'm too nice.
Yeah.
I'm too nice with this girl. She wants to do anything she does. Like until okay, me nilikuwa naona this guy is
he's hating.
Just let me deal with that shit. Until things went south, man.
That's the story you're telling me on the rocks.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, that was sad, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yo, that was sad.
Yeah, man.
That was really
never
sad.
know. Like unajua nilikuja kuona reason ya kuwa tough, and sometimes saying no makes you better.
Makes you better. Shona, one of the superpowers right now is saying no.
Yeah.
Just the ability to say no can be regarded as a superpower, especially because right now there's so many things that can destroy you.
A lot.
If you can't say no to those things just because your friends are doing it or because you saw so and so doing it, if you can't say no,
that's the trouble.
Yes, that's where it all begins. But I also feel like, sorry, we're going way deep into this, but then again, as a man, you can still be gentle and tough. Yeah, I feel like people make it look like you have to be rough. You don't have to be rough and crude to be a man. Like you can just be tough and still be good, still be quote unquote nice. Being nice, in my opinion, does not necessarily mean that you have to oblige by everything she says. You don't have to do or agree with everything she says or does.
Okay.
You can just tell her, hey, listen, kindly, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
That to me is not. I'm not doing it. Politely, I'm not doing it. You can be tough but still nice. Polite and gentle. But if you think being rough, being pushy, being abusive is being manly, I think that's wrong. Because I feel like
really wrong.
So some men have overcompensated, especially a man who was simped before. They tend to overcompensate. They just go all the way to the other side. They now just become abusive. You ask her, hey, why you being like this to this? She was like, hey bro, I've been heartbroken before. Like, hey, I know, I've also been heartbroken, but do you really have to overcompensate to this extent? Yeah, like you've gone way to the other side. Because I'm overdue, I'm saying. Like you overshot the pool, man. Now you're on the other side of that shit. Because now most men are taking this message from Andrew Tate. You saw his latest interview.
Yeah, with BBC.
The one with BBC.
Yeah.
Remember when he said he's a champion for ladies? He said he advocates for men being raw, being hardworking, being positive, doing some martial arts, being confident, and being what did he use? He said being tough on themselves.
Yeah.
That's what he was advocating for. But some guy will take that message
and flip it
and take it way overboard.
The lady said him smoking a cigar and driving a Bugatti is misogynistic.
Yeah.
So akamuliza like
how?
Which part? Okay, I would want to have a nice car pia mimi. So hata mimi nikashangaa.
How is me buying
having a nice car?
Yeah.
Makes me misogynistic.
Exactly.
I think information tu ndio inakwanga ina changing tu hapo katikati somewhere. Before it gets from, like you see this one, like we are talking of this whole show might be an hour long. Speaking of, so someone might take a small part of what we've spoken about and I put in another context. It's very possible. So information changes hapo katikati depending on who gets it and who he transfers it to,
and interpretation as well.
Because
nowadays, you ever had in relationships, because we're speaking about relationships earlier, we're talking about dynamics in relationships, and the thing about it, men used to be poor communicators in the past. Take out an example of our dads. Those guys would just sit there and be quiet.
I think me, in my life, my dad, the longest to make I see this guy when I wake up, Nini, on a regular, it's about a month. This guy has been out there,
like doing his household, but you had everything you needed.
Everything. Coast, seat, everything is just working out. We don't even know if there's a problem.
Yeah, he just handles things. He just takes those things. So
you notice his presence.
So now, ladies for the longest time are complaining, hey, men are poor communicators, man. Men are poor communicators. And when you communicate to them, interpretation is even worse. Like this podcast, because ideally here right now we're just speaking our minds. We're not in any party. We're just speaking our minds. You can say anything in the best capability you could, but with the information age, it can be twisted, it can be folded, it can be. So now, for a long time, women were complaining, men are not good communicators. Men started speaking. Guys, Twitter came, men started posting on Twitter their issues. Guy goes on a long post alert, rants on Twitter kabisa. You think, okay, in my opinion, when as a guy, if you go on any social media platform and you go on a long post rant and it's about your life specific, not like a general thing, like you're venting, you're basically venting on social media, I think that's overexposing yourself.
Funny thing, there is look at this guy who died, Ricky from South Africa.
Yeah.
So nani alisema when Will Smith cried the other time when he opened up, they said Will Smith was bitching. And when something bad happens, it's like umse hakusema. So the same thing happened to Ricky. When you bottle up and keep your problems, you die of depression.
Yeah.
When you open up, a man is bitching.
Now, here's my challenge to you.
Okay.
Yeah, you can by all means open up, but open up to the right circle. If you don't have a support group that you can open up to, pay someone, like these counselors and whatever. Pay a professional to listen to you. But the moment you bring yourself on the internet, people will just laugh at you.
Let me tell you one funny thing. When the last time I was in a relationship, it was going left. Nothing was
done.
right. Hakuna kitu.
Can't do one thing right.
And it happened, a little bit of the information was out there somewhere.
Oh man.
So like watu walikuwa wanajua but mimi sijasema. So a guy would come and ask me like, yo, nasikia ABCD.
Oh shit.
I'm like,
ulisikia wapi?
Mimi sijasema. So it became a big problem for me to handle my own business kwa sababu kuna mtu tu sijui ana find out aje, and then it's like
but could have been your shorty telling someone?
I don't know, but
it's always broken telephone.
I think she used to reserve a lot of information, so I doubt can hear, but at the same time nashuku ni yeye because she felt like okay, there's nothing she needed to explain. So okay. Unaona, it was that bad. Like time ingine, okay, it's funny, I don't know if she'll hate on this or whatever. It's funny, one time she flies to Coast, and at that time I was down bad.
Oh, okay.
Down bad. So she flies to Coast, and then she's one of those who post.
Oh, okay. Did you know she had flown to Coast?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
She told me. And at that time tulikuwa na differences kiasi.
Yeah.
That is what made her solidify her plan to fly to Coast.
Okay. So
everyone is seeing her in Coast, and then someone calls me. Yo, T, ni aje? Si unisaidie 3K hapo nijaze gas.
Damn.
Nikamwambia man, I'm super broke sasa.
I'm on the floor right now.
And the guy tells me like, wewe umpeleka dem Coast na unaniambia una do.
God damn.
I'm like, fuck. What is happening, bana? I message Kenya unaongelea. In my head too, niko like, umse message explain kitu kwake. Mimi nikamwambia tu message Kenya unaongelea.
Wait, let me ask a question now. Would you say that up until your age right now, all the relationships have been the most stressful thing about your life has been relationships? Is that it?
Yeah.
For real?
For sure.
God damn.
Unajua, you can be okay. Like right now I can say I'm okay.
Yeah.
No. But kuna kitu kikusumbua,
it stays in your mind for the longest time.
And then inaku-affect job, inaku-affect vile una relate na watu. Kama unaendaga gym unashtukia tu leo sina psyche.
Yeah, definitely.
So mimi niko nachukia hiyo feeling ya everything is fine, I'm not in trouble, but there's something inanisumbua tu.
It's at the back of your head, yeah?
It's always out. So you know it bother too much. And I think I've gotten that from relationships.
So do you know if relationships have given you the most stress? Do you know that the person you are right now, your identity, your image, your character, and all that shit is based on, pain teaches a lot. So if the biggest stresses in your life have been relationships, the person you are right now is because of those relationships.
Because they say so. Yeah,
they make and break. Many people have made life-changing decisions based on relationships. And if relationships have been now this is a bit hitting on you. If relationships have been the worst stresses in your life, then you're not rich enough. That's the entire quote.
Yeah.
Like the quote says, if you're a man and a woman has been the biggest stress in your life, you're not rich enough. You know who say that?
Makes sense.
Jay-Z. 99 problems and a bitch in one. You're not rich enough.
Okay.
So the thing is, I'm so not rich enough. A girl is still one of those problems.
Yeah.
I can have 100 problems. Definitely she's right there inside one of those problems,
I think nilisikia msekisema ati madam they use the previous person to get to the next person.
Man.
Like unajua Frank, kama deni yako, mimi niko na range hapo. Ananionaga tu.
Anakucheki tu.
But hujui like
She's just scheming. The moment me and her are done, I'm seeing her next, she's in your range. It happens, by the alafu unajua nowadays, we're just X's and X's. And I'm sure if we walked into Tamasha and you just interviewed people, yo, who's your ex in this club? And then I point, I say, oh, so-and-so is my ex. You go and ask that guy, so who's your ex in this club? And I say, that other person. It's like, what about this? I had even forgotten about that one. But that is my ex right there. I'm seeing, like, you go to that one, you're like, so who's your ex? They will point someone else.
And I'm sure there are guys when you uliza, who's your ex? They'll point a couple of people.
And like, yeah, there's that one there, there's that one there. It's like nowadays, relationships are just for a short period, yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like people get... It's for needs. We get into relationship to meet certain needs. Mm-hmm. So you date someone who you feel like will... You know, like how I said, a chick can date a celebrity for clout.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about this chick, Pretty Vishy. The ex-wanani, this guy, Steve Simple Boy. Yeah. Do you honestly think you wouldn't have known that girl if she never dated Steve Simple Boy? Zero, right? So she dated this guy to meet her needs. She needed to trend. She needed to be out there. Nakona. I can't blame her for that. She had a plan. She achieved her goal. Now we're talking about her right now. Exactly. So I feel like nowadays relationships have needs. It cannot be not necessarily the clout, but it can be something else. It's like this guy can get into that other guy. So where when you frame the whole I'm saying, it's like this guy, I know he has a shorty right now, but I need to stick around him. So let me date him because he's around him. Unasema uona drive range mimi niko na mdem uleke nikuingia kwa hiyo range
ana checking
yana nataka kuingia kwa hiyo range. The moment you're single, mimi tunaanza tuko na issues like I don't like the way you cough. Nowadays you don't take me out enough.
Okay.
Like, hey, okay, see, I take you out today. It's like, Isha.
Look at Pretty Vishy right now. She's dating someone. And I'm telling you, kama huyu dem hangekuwa amedate Steve Simple Boy, whoever anadate sai hangekuwa anamdate.
Walai.
Hangekuwa anamdate.
It's needs, my guy.
Steve Simple Boy alimtoa from your standards. Yuko chini.
Yeah.
Akamleta. The problem is bring to his level.
Yeah.
Like, you need to be easy.
Yeah.
Udema kwa hapo. Usiwache akifika hapa she will want.
Definitely, she want more. They always hypergamy. Chicks always want that thing that is above them. They're almost the unattainable one. That's the one they want.
Unattainable. Yeah. Ndio maana unaonaga it's so difficult to find them at awamse wa low status. You will find a rich guy atakuja atoe dem kwa ditch chini.
Yeah.
And make her a princess. And then you will never find a lady mwenye yako. It's 1 in a million.
Yeah.
Although it happens.
Who sticks around?
1 in a million. Dem mwenye atatoa mse yako chini.
Amweke level
ya juu.
Like you said, 1 in a million.
1 in a million.
1 in a million.
It's so difficult
to find. Because like that story you just said right now, this chick was saying her husband became too nice.
Yeah. You
said the husband was paying her fees and all that.
Yeah.
So this guy upgraded her to a level where they could now be in the same conversation. Probably the salaries even match. But this chick, hypergamy, she goes for the boss.
There's another guy mwenye aliandikia wife yake text kamwambia ati wife ndo aliandika. Wife started the conversation like naona umetoka na bag ya laptop na laptop iko hapa. So the guy says akareply akamwambia the problem was udem alikuwa ameanza shifty so akamwambia mimi ni stress enough and I think I don't have peace and I know where I'll get that peace ni home kwa mamangu. So the guy is going back
to the mom rather.
The mom. Na amemwacha huku na watoi na hauko hivyo. Akamwambia I've sorted every other thing out but you are my problem. And amemwandikia kwa text I saw you kissing the other some guy kwa garage and I'm like at this point, so my question is how would you treat a chick who is cheating?
Openly disrespectful. Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, that's the nice word.
Openly disrespectful. For me, the moment you become openly disrespectful, it's done.
Okay.
There's love, but nowadays I feel like love is like 10% of a relationship. Let's be honest. Yeah, love is like 90% is real life shit.
Yeah.
Real life things. Respect. Things like just patience, humility, such and such. Those are the things. Those are the things that actually run relationships.
Yeah.
If we can have proper communication, mutual respect, what do you call it? Things like honesty. In fact, if I'm ever going to speak about love, those are the things that make love love.
Yeah.
So if a chick is openly disrespectful, you've already taken something out of love. And love is one of those things. It's either love or it's not. It's not in between. There's no in between. So the moment someone is openly disrespectful, your relationship is not. It's you guys are now surviving.
Yeah.
You're in survival mode now.
Yeah.
Chicks never disrespect someone they love and they want to be with. It almost never happens. They take any relationship that is long lasting. They never disrespect, especially openly disrespectful. They never do it if they actually love that guy. If they want to be with that person, they will try their best to even communicate in a way that does not upset you. Watch her disrespect you, upset you. So now you have someone who's openly disrespectful. She's cheating and she's not even trying to hide it. She's having affairs, she's not trying to hide it. You have no business being there. It's going to be tough. You know, America says, hey, you just leave. It's not easy, but you have to leave.
You have to leave.
You have to leave. Because as a man, the more you condone such behavior, the more it, not just as a man, in any way, even when another man is disrespecting you. Let's talk about workplace bullies, for instance. A guy in your workplace is bullying you. You know, it's not physical bullying, it's just verbal bullying. But it's a man. You know, if you don't tell that guy, stop that, they'll just continue and they'll just take it to whatever lengths they want to take it. So it's the same thing. It's that when your woman is being openly disrespectful and you cannot show her that, hey, you know what, I can't take this, they'll just continue doing it. You know, utakuwa unasikia, hey, tulimwona tamasha and so and so. Utakuja muulize, hey, is it true? Atakwambia, yeah, do whatever you want to do. Because she know you won't do shit. You won't do shit. You'll still, tomorrow morning you'll still be here.
Relate na hiyo.
Bro,
it's so fucking terrible for me, yani. Imagine from the experience I've had, like it's literally the same. I do my same about work bullying, and then I was like,
workplace bullying. And the thing, workplace bullying is actually a thing. People don't talk about it.
Here, man.
Workplace bullying is a thing, and workplace bullying does not necessarily mean that it's your immediate colleague. It can even be your boss.
Man,
it can even be your boss. The boss can be bullying you. Like there's this story,
yeah.
This guy, can't remember the names. Let's call the boss Peter and the junior Jimmy. So they were in a corporate meeting. So Jimmy was supposed to present something. So Peter is like, hey, skinny Jimmy, come and present this thing. So skinny Jimmy stands up, goes. Before his presentation starts, he says, Peter, I respect you as my boss, but if you ever call me skinny Jimmy again, I'll fuck you up. That's it. It's like, now, let's start this show. Do you think that boss ever called him skinny Jimmy again? Like in front of the boss's bosses, he said, don't ever call me that again, or else I'll fuck you up.
That's some balls.
That guy, I think I'll come if mwisho. He had to have reached the end. So he said that. So the boss is like, I have mutual respect. From that time is James. James, make your presentation. Aye. It's respect now. Aye. And the thing is, when it comes to respect in relationships, it's two-way. Yeah? I feel like men demand so much of it, they forget the woman also needs it.
Okay.
So you cannot command or demand respect where it's not earned. You have to earn that shit. So the same way, if your woman is openly disrespectful or openly just being abusive, it means you have not earned her respect, or she doesn't see a reason to, and that does not necessarily mean you need more money. There's rich guys who are being constantly disrespected by their women.
Rich guys are seeing shit out of their women, bro.
Yeah, let me tell you.
Especially if they have kids.
And you'll see that because now, like this nice guy, the story you're telling, the nice husband. Do you honestly think they lack anything in the house?
Nothing.
I think they have everything they need. Like it's just because he's nice. So the woman is like, this guy, as much as I'm in Puerto, as much as he's supporting the family, I don't see, he has not earned my respect. He has not earned my submission. So because women are naturally submissive, but you have to earn it.
Yeah.
You have to earn that natural submission, and it comes from. I feel like it can be trained, it can be taught, but it's also intrinsic. as a man, there's some things that you're supposed to do. As soon as that disrespect comes out, you can't be nice about it.
What do you think about like you will become, like, if you grew up around your mom or your dad, you will become something close to that. If your mom was a cheat, you will become a cheat.
100%.
If your dad was a drunkard, you become one.
And it's just being human. If you hang around 5 smokers, you'll be the 6th.
Okay.
If you hang around 5 fit people, you'll be the 6th. If you hang around 5 cheaters, you'll be the 6th. It's just human nature. So you growing up, you've seen your dad do this thing, smoking cigarette, mistreating your mom. As a woman, as a girl, I feel like, you know how it's usually cross. A woman wants a man who's closer to her dad. A man wants a woman who's closer to his mom. So imagine you as a woman, as a girl, you've grown up seeing your dad abusing your mom, and then you get into this abusive relationship. You grow up. You know, it takes a lot of courage to say no to that kind of life. But you learn from them from an early age, and that's why it's very important. We'll talk about parenting when we get there, but it's, in my opinion, I feel like it's like parents used to say, only fight in the bedroom, never let the kids see us fighting, because such things have an impact on them. So pick your friends who they've told you stories about how they used to see their dad beat their mom. Look at who they are right now. Most of them either don't want relationships or they're probably in poor relationships. So yeah, I feel like I see my dad, or I see, now that I'm growing up,
you can see your dad in you.
I can see my dad in me. You know, so I'm just so grateful that I grew up in a very loving home. That's one thing that I'm forever grateful for. You know, never once did I ever see my parents fight. Me growing up, I know they had those fights. I know they did, but they had the courtesy to just keep it in the bedroom. Yeah, they kept it in the bedroom. They had their fights, but because even, you know, sometimes you're just driving from Nairobi to Eldoret, whatever, having the fight up all.
But
you don't even know.
Yeah.
It's not violent, it's not abusive, it's not loud, it's just quiet. They handle their shit. By the time they get to Eldoret, they're done.
Yeah.
But compare that to our relationships nowadays. Like that story you were telling me before we started this, we're just talking.
Yeah.
Bro, that was too dramatic once. Number one, that was too dramatic. And then I feel like us young guys, we blame alcohol too much.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you're responsible for your actions even when you're drunk. You just can't throw yourself in front of a car because you're drunk.
Yeah.
You break your legs. Why did you break your legs? You threw yourself in the car. So that's the end of the conversation. People won't ask, why did you do that? You say you're drunk, people will blame that. Like, so that shorty, you'll see that if you had the balls to do that in front of you, that nigga back there is struggling.
For sure.
It's happening in his house. It's definitely happening in his house.
For sure.
So you see, if you dig deeper, you'll find that him allowing such things is probably because his pops allowed it to.
Yeah.
He saw his mom disrespect his dad, and he didn't do anything about it. So he learned that as a man growing up, he thought a woman is supposed to shout at you, and you're supposed to be cool with it. It's not a bad thing. So now him right now, it's probably no problem for him. You can understand. And it's you could say it's the inverse. If a man, as a guy, a boy, you're watching your dad beat your mom all the time, and you grow up and you hit a woman, you'll see no problem with it, because you've grown up seeing your dad beat your mom, and your mom just stood by him. So you see, you always learn from your parents, one way or another. All the time. You always learn from your parents. And then it gets worse when you grow up, because now you become them.
Yeah.
Now you become them.
This current era, relationships that are there right now, I think it's the craziest stuff ever heard of, ever seen of. Skiza do videos that happen right now, especially. I think you see young parents, like young moms, especially. You say big numbers of young moms.
Yeah.
Now most of them are single moms.
Yeah.
So they've been torn apart. So they're trying to find a different person in them than who they've become.
Yeah.
So anyone else who gets in their life, they want you to help them become
that person.
So it's so difficult to handle.
Yeah.
I can personally say I've taken a break from seeing someone because I feel like I don't have that energy to handle someone who wants to be someone else.
They need you to serve them.
Yeah.
Sort of.
So you're stucky, and
but speaking of, perfect relationships are when two complete people come together, right? How many complete people do you know in your age group?
Okay.
Because complete means my needs are sorted and your needs are sorted. So when you and that shorty come together, as she doesn't need, she's Miss Independent, I'm Mr. Independent. I got my own thing, she's got her own life. So when we come together, we're just two complete people willing to live life together. How many complete people do you know in your age?
Man is mad. I can't even imagine.
Because money is a big issue.
Money is a big issue.
Because even those kids who have lots of money, either they don't know how to spend it, or it came from their parents, so they don't know how to keep it.
Yeah.
So then we're just learning. We're always learning. Because every relationship, I think every relationship I've been in, and everyone has been, you learn something new.
You learn something new.
You learn to be more patient, or you learn to be more aggressive. You always learn up. You pick something new. So you even when you're giving yourself a break to grow and all that, in your next relationship, I don't think you'll be a complete person.
I doubt. Joe.
Yeah.
Like I'll go there. Like right now, if I'm seeing someone, there are things you cannot tell me you're going to do.
Yeah.
I don't expect to hear some things from
yeah. And then you're also getting this person. You pia anakuja na baggage yake. She's coming with her own experiences with men. So she has expectations from you.
Yeah.
So every new relationship, I feel like relationships are like fingerprints. You see, like the way, like now, me and my mama, it's as unique as the two of us are unique.
Okay.
I will never get this with anyone else. So if she left and she said, you'll never have anyone like me, or we'll never have anything like this anymore, it's true. Because she's unique as a human being, and I'm unique as a human being. So the thing about it is, as soon as you agree, you accept that even the next relationship is going to have its own challenges and it's going to change you somehow, the better. Unless you're going to make it something casual that doesn't have deep roots, something just for the sake of it, like just to pass time. But if you're going to say, I'm going to get into a committed relationship, that's another beast altogether. And do you think those things work anymore? Committed relationship. How deep do commitments go nowadays?
Those things change the moment someone notices something extra they need.
The moment someone asks about your body count, it changes.
Bro, kwanza body count is one big of a deal. For me personally, body count, it really matters, man.
So speaking of, we'll talk about this Kamene story in a short while. But then again, there's this guy interview I was watching, and this guy said, I was asking this chick, when you're dating a guy, don't you want to know his ambitions? Do you want to know where he's going? How much money he has? What his plans are? The chick said, yeah, I want to know what his plans are for us for the future. How much money he has? Does he have any investment ideas? He said, yeah, that's because chicks are interested in a man's future. But a man is interested in a girl's past. So body count question. So would you be offended if a guy asked you about your body count? Chick said, I'll be your body count. The chick said, yeah, I've been totally offended. Like, why does he want to know?
It's like, big of a deal.
Because this guy, in his mind, has already told himself, for your future, I'll provide for you. I don't care. You don't worry. But tell me about your past. So Kamene got upset recently. Mbaya. You're telling me that? Yeah, she walked off. She pulled an Andrew Tate.
But so this lady, but I think it was intentional, that question.
Yeah.
Menje said about her body count some time back. She said, and she was so confident about it. There's a time she was doing an interview, Kibe and Extian.
Back when she was in Kibe was in Kiss.
Yeah, I think Extian ama prison.
Must have been Extian. Because Extian was always with them.
Yeah. So what's your body count? She confidently said 27. And she said 27 dicks.
27 dicks.
Alisema. So this interviewer, juicy akamuuliza like, how's it being married in
number 28
alleged.
Allegedly.
And then akamuuliza ati akarusha ka question ya body count ati has your last time you said your body count was 27, has it changed since then? I must change kitu ka hiyo. Why? Mentally flip. You cannot ask me such a question in front of my husband. Me as a married, you should respect me as a married woman, and my husband is seated right here. And she says, I'm in go. And
she stood up and left.
Evil.
Yeah. But now, let me ask you, she'll be dating this mama. Would you have the confidence and the courage to ask about her body count?
I will ask. Even my last.
How soon would you ask? Before the relationship starts?
As soon as I think we're about to fuck.
Now, is that important? Because it's very easy for her to lie.
Yeah, it's easy for her to lie.
So whatever number she gives you, does it really matter?
Okay, it won't matter, but it will make me have some
perspective. I mean, of course, protect yourself.
Protect yourself.
But then again, she could be 40 something and she tells you 6, 7.
Okay. True, man. As in, you'll never get an honest number, especially from women. Like how tough they wouldn't want you to know who fucked.
And you know, it's for women. I totally understand, because you see, when a guy sleeps with a lot of women, he's like a pimp. He becomes kind of attractive to women.
Yeah.
But when a woman sleeps with a lot of guys, she becomes a whore.
Yeah.
So I understand why they would want to hide their body counts. Even when a woman has a low body count, and by low I mean 5 or less, she would still hide it. She would still tell you something like 2 or 3, because she feels like to her 5 are many. I don't know if to her 5 are many, because that's the high she's been with. So I don't know. But someone who's been with 40 and on her, 5 is okay.
5 is okay.
Yeah. So in my opinion, if she tells you 20s, it's because she's okay with that number. To her, the number she's told you does not make her a whore.
So there's a time that the chica linaulizaga story of body count. So I thought it was a nice move for me to pretend like I was counting.
Yeah.
So that afikirie I'm struggling to remember. Naona nikani less. Man, I fucked up big time.
What do you say?
So what she understood was this
There are
guy
too
is
many.
thinking of a lot of people.
Like
he's
there are
about
too
to lie.
many.
Like he's just about to lie. You know, I was making nikaona tu a cringe face, kasura yake hivi. Then I said 6. Then it's like, okay. Now your story kaishia hapo. You know what?
What?
I never smashed it.
She cut you off.
Even on Lichoma.
She cut you off.
Immediately.
So
that thing is a big deal.
Have you ever heard this thing? Someone says, don't ask a question you're not ready for the answer.
Oh yeah.
There's that. Don't ask a question you're not ready for the answer. So I feel like if you're going to ask a woman for her body count, my guy, get ready for the answer.
Get ready for the
And if that number, so to you, 3 might be too many.
For me.
No, I'm saying as an example, 3 might be too many. And for me, 14 is manageable. You see? So it depends on you. Some guys will be like, it depends also with your intentions with that shorty.
Yeah.
If you're thinking of marrying her and then she tells you, honestly, it's 30 something, and she tells you, I lost count at 22.
It's done.
You're like, la 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 la. Because there's the question of pair bonding.
Yeah.
You've heard of that? It's the new concept, or it's an old concept, but it has recently gained traction, pair bonding. They said if a woman has had more than 10 partners, sexual partners,
It's difficult for them to
bond with one person. She'll always compare you to those other people.
True.
And it also affects men to some extent. If you've had more than 15 women, it's really hard for you to be in a long-term relationship. It's really hard for you to stay with one woman. So yes, to that effect, then maybe question. But in this day and age, bro, unless you're getting someone who has just recently discovered sex, bro, now there's high school kids that have body count, bro.
People are out here and they are smashing.
Yeah. So the thing is, if you're not ready for the answer, just leave it.
Hey.
Just hope for the best. Get in there and just say, you know what, I really okay, or you can ask it indirectly. So, hey, so it says your ex. Hey, and that. You're like, hey, she has 11 exes. In a span of 1 year, she's dated 7 dudes.
You know, one funny thing was, like, in the past that I was, I never kuna hivi mbo ya yeah, Drake na Young Blues. There's a line where Drake says, I never asked for your secrets, but they just came to me. So that's the shit was happening to me. Like, I knew her exes, not by her telling me,
but by meeting them,
by them popping out. I happened to get in a small drama moja. I was like, yo.
Oh, let me cut you short, kiddo. Would you fight an ex because of the chick you're dating right now? Would you fight your girlfriend's ex?
She can take her.
If she doesn't want him, but he just realized he lost a flower, he lost a rose, so he keeps knocking on her door. Would you tell them, dude, hey, listen, man, you've come too much. Now I'll fuck you up.
No.
You wouldn't fight him?
No.
If she told you, hey, listen, I have zero interest with this guy. Okay, no. If a mama has zero interest on you, bro, you can say whatever,
but
you're not getting a response. You can beg for that shit. So I feel like if she came and told you, hey, listen, this guy anashinda text nini, doesn't mean she probably wants that back. She wants to run it back. So would you fuck him up?
Of course. No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
I would let them be. I think it turns out better. Kiacha, like you show nika hauna haja. Because me najua one thing in my land side, if a chick would do me that, I won't reciprocate immediately.
Yeah.
I would wait. Yo nini yake ikwe short lived. I laugh. Something really nonsense.
Now, if you're having a shorty, and she's having these dudes around her, and personally for me, I would wait. If a guy is, because men are men and women are women, so if a guy is katiaing my shorty, I have no problem with that guy. Man, nigga, do your thing.
Yeah,
do your thing.
Me question don't know them.
How she responds to that guy vibing her is now where I draw the line. If she appears to be agreeing with what he's saying, then it's easy work for me.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done because of love?
Craziest thing I've done because of love? Damn. I think I pride myself in the fact that I have my head on screwed on tight. But because of love, I traveled from LD to Nairobi real fast. Like, I was just told a story. Like, it's for instance, I see people jana imekuwa dunda. Niambiwe, hey, so and so alikuwa dunda with so and so. It's like, what? I was like,
okay,
bro, I'm out. I'm coming.
Okay.
Hopped into a North Rift. Boop, Nairobi. Because that was in Nairobi, it was at River, because that time I was in Leicester. Yeah, so I was like, pap. It was like midday, LD. Nikambiwa a story, ni called a few other people, like, hey, walikuwa pamoja, they were kissing. A nigga, North Rift, pap. Just threw some shit in my bag, North Rift, pap. 8 hours later, niko at River. Like, okay. Because that time she was surprised. Oh, bro, you are here. You didn't tell me. I was like, yeah, of course, I wasn't going to tell you.
The craziest thing we have done because of love, I almost let my job go.
Yo, speaking of, I know someone who's just done that recently. Okay, plus other things.
Okay.
But that's what they've done recently.
Sometimes I think of the fact that I can fall in love again.
You get scared,
bro. I get scared.
Why? Why?
What will happen this time? And it's my question. Like there's a chick I like, though Ashanibo.
God damn.
You know why? She has this attitude.
So it's always an attitude problem.
So she will block me whenever she wants to block me, and then when she wants to speak to me, atani unblock. So me nikitaka kumreach, sometimes line busy. I mean, WhatsApp, I'm in a block. Even right now, I'm in a block.
So you talk on her terms.
That's what Nanibona. So the other day,
you're still talking. Like,
no.
Okay.
It's a done thing.
Yeah.
So she would really have this bipolar shit, and I was like, sasa wewe, hii attitude yote, mimi nitadili nayo. Mimi sitaki ati so umejam. Like one time she was around and then she was doing an exam, and then nikaona she's doing her exam. Okay, acha ni
labor. Yeah.
So nimekaa tu chini, mechill, alafu niko na best yangu kwa Australia, call and he dem. Sasa nikapika pizza video call, we are just talking nini. She got mad.
Because you picked a video call from a girl. And you guys are not dating.
We're not dating. She got mad. By the time I'm done and she's done, gonna to haungate.
So she's the silent treatment. Good old silent treatment.
Yeah, sasa hiyo ndo time decide. Okay, leo I'm hitting the name.
I'm shooting my shot. Loading my clip.
So sana try explain your shit. She's not there.
You know, you're not saying anything.
Bro, ananiangalia tu hivi kama anaangalia ng'ombe nyingine. So me, I think attitude, and then there's another chile was, she's nice, man. Fire. But one time I saw her argue.
Ukajua hapa ni ngori.
Mimi nikasema mimi sasa nitahandle kelele yote.
Oh man.
Yeah, I really like to see how someone will respond when they are aggressed.
But then watch when people are drunk. Watch how people treat the usual. Okay, there's the usual stuff. Put people in situations. See how they act when they're drunk. Because she could be nice, but the moment she gets drunk, she's all over the place. It's stuff you can't handle. Like there's this one time we're chilling with my boys in Nairobi. We were partying. This guy came with a shorty. This chick, when she gets drunk, she's just loose. Like she lets it all out.
Okay.
So she was wearing a denim shirt. Denim jacket. No, denim shirt. Actually, it was a denim shirt. So denim can get really hot. It's like a club. So go home, but chick and it was the one with the not buttons, but what do you call this thing? They just
strap.
Yeah, like Velcro. Velcro. So she just the whole thing. She was inside the club with just a bra. So us as guys, as his boys, we don't know whether to go and grab his woman or call me like, bro, your woman. She's there on the dance floor. And men in clubs will like that. She's like, hey, and her.
They want to touch.
She will dance with anyone. So this guy just came to the table and said, guys, I have had enough. I am eating nimeshindo. I can't. Let her do her thing, my guy. Let's watch. Let's just watch. So us as guys, we're just watching, and it's just getting crazy and crazy. You see these videos of chicks stripping in clubs and when they get drunk. I was thinking this is going to be one of those things. So this guy afterwards to come and he's like, hey, Brox, by the way, she's a really nice girl, but whenever she gets high, I can't handle her. Like nimejaribu nimeshindo. So this guy, up on the net's getting too much. I cannot come on, baby. She slapped her. Now you slapped him rather. Pa!
Whoa!
So guys came back, sat down. He's like, bro, siniliwambia. So akapa anatua ilibidi bouncers wakuja mwambie, now you're being indecent. Shuka enda ukae chini bana. Unakuwa indecent. Wakaenda mbio chali bana, kama ndivyo tunarusha nyinyi watu wawili. You're being indecent.
Okay.
So ndo chika akatulia now. So I thought, hey, that's important. It's really important to see how someone behaves when they're drunk. Of course, the other things are sijivla na treat waitress, sijivla naongelesha nini.
Kuna venye nilijipata kwa noma siku nyingine. So there's this chick who just unajua kuna kugana wale watu wenye unaonanaga tu ile kuna venye mna likeana but you never told each other like that. So it's this kama saichi ile. She's fine. So amekuja na msemo different. Like amekuja na msemo. So amekaa hapo na vibe jamaa amechafua. So mimi nimekam, she knows kuna venye.
Yeah.
So she's trying to play cool na huyo jamaa. So mimi nisi so that mimi nisi feel vibaya. But she's still dancing na yeye anashikana and sige kiss her like really. Mimi nimetulia tu. So it's rare for me to go to a club na dem ati sasa nimeingia na dem it's rare. So most of the times I pick up. So kuna kademu ka sport nini tunaanza kubonga nini zika nice. So we start katika. Dem alijam. So amejam mimi kiongea na mtu mwingine lakini mimi sifai kujam. So nashanga. What am I supposed to do?
Probably she was testing you. She was probably testing because I know. Okay, I'm not one to speak for chicks, but I know they do that a lot.
I mean, chicks will test you too much.
Yeah. Let's be honest, they test a lot.
Yeah.
So you probably failed that test.
I failed the test, man. Yeah, Frankie, it's now in 20.
Time flies, eh?
Time flies, man. Story kishika. And funny thing, come and notice, we started from very far. And then the point we story at relationship.
Yeah. You just went.
Yeah, sorry,
It goes deep, eh?
Yeah, but it's been real, man.
Let's do this again. Let's do this
nice.
again.
For sure. This needs to have a part 2.
Yeah, definitely.
Expand and talk about a lot of.
There is a lot we can talk about. There's money. There's too many stories when it comes to money.
Yeah, especially, man. Next time we should talk about.
Let's talk about money.
Yeah,
your worst. You ever been to these scenarios where you go to a club, you have money when you walk in, but when you walk, you're the brokest.
That I've been a victim of that a lot. Unajipata unasema isa to lazima niende club.
Yeah.
So umechanga do uko nakaa 10k ama 10 ama 9
some good
money yenye unaweza enda nayo club at least to kujifurahisha. So ido pia uko na shida zingine za unafanya.
Exactly.
So inafika saa to hizi mashida ziko na club iko.
Yeah.
Ayo na club. Mimi nimeenda club.
That's money, man.
Niwe nice.
Mashida kesho.
Kwa mka asubuhi hivi uko na hangover, hauna do. Ndio hizo shida.
Man,
na kesho ni Monday.
Let's talk about money. Because money, there's the serious conversations about money, and then there's the funny conversations about money. The funny ones are the ones I want to talk about. Those serious ones, you guys go talk to your investors. But those funny ones, those the funny ones. Those funny conversations about money.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's been real. It's alright. So, conversation I think today.
Yep.
Thanks for pulling up, Frank. Man, it's been
one time. Hey, you've been calling me for a minute. This had to happen.
I appreciate sana.
No doubt.
We out. It's the Uninterrupted.
Peace.